Hello everyone, welcome back to our work series. So guys, I have one question for you that anyone who is practicing on daily basis, who has a server currently.
I don't have access to the server, so I cannot practice, but I have already registered for the course.
Okay, okay. Or anyone who has a server who is practicing on daily basis.
I have one more question. Can we practice ABAP coding in Visual Studio Code? Is there any plugin available through which we can at least write a code and practice?
Actually, currently SAP introduced one plugin, but which is also work on the server only. So you have your server with you, so you can join directly to the VS Code.
So what
But
I'm understanding from you is, even though we have a plugin, we need a server access. So it is acting as a client, right? In that case.
yes, yes, yes.
So we don't need SAP client. So SAP client will be replaced by the plugin in the Visual Studio Code, but we still need the server access to connect and run the code.
Yeah, yes. We can connect. Also, we can connect with Eclipse also. But GUI is one of the SAP's thing that we had to know about because SAP GUI has multiple things we can run like older technology which has a Web10 Pro, which is actually work on the SAP GUI only. So we have to work on the GUI. If we are working with the CDS and OData things, so we can prefer Eclipse over the GUI.
But if you don't have a server access, then there is no point in using Eclipse or anything because we are not going to run the code. So it is better to use SAP GUI rather than use Eclipse because I was thinking we can bypass server and at least write a code and practice. So it is not possible.
No, no, it is not possible actually.
Okay.
Okay, then we will continue our topics. So in previous lecture, we seen about our if else conditions and case statement. So in this lecture, we are going to learn about the what are the loops and why we need a loops. Okay, so let's take over our notes first. So we will see about the loops. So there are three types of loops in our SAP ABAP. First one is a do loop, second is a while loop, and last one is a loop at internal table. So let's see why we need a loop. Suppose I want to print, I want to print ABAP three times. What I can do? I can do is I can write a statement, write ABAP, write ABAP. Okay, write ABAP and write ABAP. Okay, this is the one way. But what if I want to print this ABAP 100 times? So I need to write the 100 lines for this one. Okay, so here our loops is working on that basis. When we want to do some work multiple times, repeated work. So that's time we use our loops, which is a shorter syntax to do a repetitive task. Okay, so there are two loops in we first learn about the two loops, which is a do and second one is a while loop. So suppose I want to print the ABAP five times. Okay. So every do loop ends with the end do. and do. Okay, so that is the first condition. So second one is a do is unconditional loop. Unconditional. Okay, and while is a conditional loop. Conditional. Okay, every while loop is end with the end while. Okay, so that is the first important things, that is a do is unconditional and a while is our conditional loop. Okay, so if I want to print a BAP 5 times or 3 times, so what is the syntax for it? So do 5, okay, times. Okay, so and right here, write a BAP. So this is a simple. And when we are talking about while loop, while is unconditional loop. That means when we know when we know the exact number of printing the someone something, right? Here we know the thing that I want to print the 5 times. But what if I don't know how many times the loop will run and I want to run it by the conditional, right? With the help of the condition. So let's see one by one. First, we explore the do loop. So, so this is a syntax to do one thing with the 5 times, 10 times, 100 times. You can do the 100 times. Okay. So a BAP will be printed 5 times. So how the do loop will work? Okay, so do 10 times. Okay, and end do. Okay, write the statement above. Okay, so first our loop will start here. First iteration. First iteration means loop will run the our first time. So first time our loop is here. Then go to here and second, if I print the statement above. Okay, our loop will go to again here and check. This is our first time. Then loop will run the second time and again print a abap. Then loop again go to this statement and run for the third time. Again print the abap. So it will do this same as a 10 times. Okay, so this is our do loop. Okay, so same work we can do with the while loop. While, but while is a unconditional. While is a conditional loop. Okay, as I told you, condition. It is work on the condition, not to work on the specific number. Okay, so suppose I declare the one variable LV count is equals to 1. Okay, so now count LV count has a value of 1. Okay, now I write here while LV count less than 11. Okay, and here I write the end while. Okay, and right here the statement our right of a back. Okay, so whenever this condition will be false, this loop stop our working. Okay, so first time our breakpoint is trigger here, then check this condition. Okay, if LV count is less than 11 or not. Okay, so this condition is now true. Now our 1 is less than 11. Okay, so ABAP will be printed Okay. Now again go to this statement and check either our LV count is less than 11 or not. Again, it is a 1. Okay. So 1 is again less than 11. So it will going to the till infinity because this condition is forever true because our 1 is always less than 11. If you run this 100 times, 1000 times, 1 lakh times, so it will be less than our 11. So what you have to do after the right statement, increment this LV count by 1. So how you can do it? LV and count equals to LV count plus 1. So what will happen here? So first your breakpoint will be trigger here. Then this condition will be checked. Okay, so now this condition is a true. Then your breakpoint will be here and print abap. Then our LV count is plus by 1. Okay, so now our LV count is 1 and here we are adding one more 1, that is 1, and it is become a 2 now. Okay, now our breakpoint is go here and now check whether this condition is true or not. Again this condition is true, then again print abap. Now do the increment again. Now add here the plus 1. Now our LV count become a 3. Now again go to here and check the condition until this condition is false. When this condition will be false, if our LV count is becoming 11. Now 11 is less than 11. No, because 11 is equals to 11, not 11 is less than 11. Then our if suppose now our value of the LV count is 11. Now our breakpoint or compiler will be here. Now check the condition. 11 is less than 11. No. So this condition will be false here. Okay. So our breakpoint is not going to more for the particular iteration, more iterations. Okay. And it is stopped working. So let's see one by one implementation of the do and while loops in our IDE, web IDE. Okay. So here let's comment out our previous code. Let's first print abap 5 times. Okay, with the help of do loops. Okay, do type here do and press tab, and your syntax will be automatically comes here. Okay, so I told you in our previous lecture that magic of tab button. So right here do only and press the tab button. So right here, how many times you want to print the abap? So let's suppose I want to print the 5 times. Okay, right. This slash will help you to print on one line only. Let's suppose I have to print line by line. So if you give here the slash and write here abap, so abap will be printed on the next line. Every time it will be print on the next line. Okay, let's check the syntax and activate the program. Let's see how our compiler will be trigger the program in our debugging mode. So now you can see here our breakpoint is here now. Now run it. You can see one times it is run, right, abap. Then it will again go to this do statement. again print write, again go to these two. Okay, so this will be run 5 times. Okay, so you can see here ABAP is printed 5 times. We have written only 3 lines of code, and you can print even the 100 times of ABAP in just 3 lines. Okay, so that is our do loop syntax. Okay, do the same work with the while loop. Every while is end with the end while, and every do is end with the end do. Okay, while. So let's suppose I have make create here the one variable that is our LV count, that is one now. Okay, let's something happening wrong in above. Let's do it. LV count. Let's suppose LV count is less than 6. Okay, and now we are printing this our right. Okay, so let's take the syntax and run the program now. Okay, let's do the breakpoint here. Now run the program and check the execution, how your program will be executing. First check the condition. Is I your LV count? Here you can see here LV count is now 1. Then go here. Then again check. Again LV count is less than 6. Again. So it this loop will be run multiple times until infinity. So your program will be crash here because of this loop is never stopped, and that type of loop is called as a infinite loop. So if your loop is going to the infinite, so there is a high chances to crash your system because it is running continuously day by day, day by. So you have to care about it. So let you have to write the condition here, right? So you have to increment this by 1 or 2, like your condition. Okay, so let I close this program. So you seen here, so this is taking a time to close the program as well. That is because of this infinite loop. So stop this transaction directly and again open our program, and now write the condition. Increment this LV count by 1. Plus 1. Okay. So you can see here. First time our LV count is 1. Again, it goes to the print ABAP. Then we increment LV count by 1. Okay. Then it becomes a 2. And then our loop will be here again. And again check the condition 2 is less than 6 or not. 2 is less than 6 or not. Again go for the increment. Again check until it becomes a 6. Now it will check either 6 is either 6 is less than 6 or not. Then this condition will be false and then it will stop the working. Okay, so let's see in debugging mode. Let's activate the program first. Okay, so you can see in another side LV count is now 1. Okay, so let's step down step by step how write above, then increment the LV count by 1. Okay, so you can see here now LV count is now 2. Okay, so let's run it again. So write statement again increment by 1. Now it become a 3. Again increment, again write increment, again write and increment. Now you can see here our LV count become a 6 now. Now run the program. Again it goes here and check the condition. Either LV count is less than 6 or not. Okay. So now LV count is equal to 6, not the less than 6. So this will be printing or not. Anyone from you? This ABAP is print or not this time.
It will print.
It will
Print.
print. Okay. Anyone else?
Because we're incrementing the count. So every time it will increase when it loop ends, when it reaches value 6, the loop will break.
Okay. Actually, it will not print this time because when our LV count is 5 in our previous iteration, you can see, and we write our ABAP, then we increment and it becomes 6 now. You can see here, it becomes 6 now. Again, it will come to this statement and check the condition. Either LV count is less than 6 or not. Okay, if it is a less than 6, then our ABAP will be printing, otherwise not. So you can see here, our 6 is not a less than 6. So that's why it condition is become a false and our stop our loop will be stopped here. You can see now I run. You can see here our breakpoint will be triggered directly to the end while, not to this statement. Okay, so if suppose, okay, you can see here 5 times above will be printed. Okay, so let's suppose I change here something like that, less than and equal to.
So once the program is terminated or finished, so it will still hold the previous value. It will not start again from the value 1.
Actually, your voice is too low. You can please increase
So,
your.
so what I'm saying is, when the program is terminated, the previous value will not be saved, right? So it will start from 1 again, right? Why it is saving the previous value?
No, no, no. Actually, when our program is running again, so this all the values is erased by the compiler, and again is starting filling by 1, and again this loop will be run. Clear? Now you guys are tell me what is happening here. ABAP will be printed how many times for this condition?
6 times.
6 times, right? Because now
Six
6
times.
is less than and also equal to 6. Okay. Now I want to print numbers 1 to 6. Suppose 1 to 10. So how can I print 1 to I want to print the numbers 1 to 10. So anyone you have idea about how to print that numbers with the help of the while loop? Anyone who has idea?
So instead of 6, put 10 in the line number 14.
Okay. And what about this condition?
Let it be
Keep it
same
at
because
okay,
if you remove equal to, then it will terminate at 9. If you
okay,
put
okay.
equal to, it will terminate at 10.
Then again, next time, what I want to do, I have to do. I want to print the numbers, not the above. I want to print these numbers, not to print above. So what I can do? So I have to write here directly our variable LV count. You can write down. So first time your LV count will be 1. Now it is incrementing. It will be increment by here by 1. Again it will print 2. Again it will be increment. Again it is 3. Now print 3. Let increment. Then write increment. Write increment. So that will be happening here. Again, what we can do here. Now I change the condition here and remove this right and right here. Now, who will tell me how many times this LV count will be run? Either it is printing 1 to 10 or 1 to 9. Let's see. Okay.
Hi, Yadu.
Ravi.
Sorry, I was not speaking to you.
Okay, okay, please mute. Okay. So let's see the what is the difference between that both. Okay, let's see first here and run our program directly and see what will happening. Okay, run the program. Now let's run whole program. You can see here 1 to 10 numbers are printing. Okay, now what I do, I change the condition. I write here and again activate the program and run. Okay, now you can see here our numbers will be printed from 2 to 11. So anyone who you have idea about why this will be happening here, why our numbers are printing from the 2 instead of 1.
Because you have put the condition to print LV count plus 1. So it will
Right,
take
right.
it will consider like it will skip the 1 and it will start to write from
Okay, okay,
1
yeah,
plus
yeah,
1, so
good.
it becomes 2.
Yes, yes, good, good. Because when our compiler will start by checking this condition here, so here our LV count is 1. First time this is a 1. Okay, but now what I am doing here, I am incrementing it by 1. So now it becomes a 2. Okay, then 2 is printing here. Okay, then again check the condition. Our LV count is now 2 and we are incrementing it by 1 and now it is become a 3 and 3 will be printed. Again, it will be happening for the 10 times and our output will be like from 2 to 11 instead of 1 to 10. Okay, so that is all about our loops. Okay. So next is our topic, exit, continue, and check keywords. So why we use that particular keywords? Let's suppose I want to exit the loop. Let's suppose I want to exit from the loop after 5 iterations. After 5 iterations. Okay. Let's suppose I have a syntax like do 10 times and anything is here and undo. Okay. But what I wanted, I want to run this particular loop on to by the 5 iteration only. After the 5 iteration, it will terminate it. So exit is work here. So if I want to run the some loop with specific condition, or we want to terminate the program after the specific condition, after specific condition. So that time we use a exit from the loop. Suppose let's take example like do 5 times. Suppose write abap and undo. Okay. Now our first compiler will be here and abap will be printed now the 5 times. Okay, 5 times. But now I put here the condition, which is if something condition, okay, and exit from the loop. Okay. Now what happens if this condition is true? Now next iteration will be not going to happen. Okay. So let's see it one example with the help of the loop. So let's take another example. Let's suppose we have a do 5 times and we have a one variable which is 1 and we are incrementing it by 1 by every iteration every count plus 1 and we are printing here something like above. Now what I do, I return here some condition. Okay, if LV count it becomes a 3, that time exit from the loop and if and do. Okay, so how your loop is going to here? First time this becomes here and run the program. Check this condition. First time LV count is 1, second time 2, and third time it will become a 3. And here this condition will be true now because 3 is equals to 3 now. And then this statement will be executed and exit from the loop that terminate this loop here. Terminate. So it doesn't care about this 5 times or either this is 100 times. If this condition will be satisfied, then this statement will be run and direct our loop is directly terminated. Okay, so let's see it in our compiler. So let's suppose I'm writing it here and I write here the condition that is if LV count becomes a 3. Okay, then exit from the loop. Exit from the loop. Okay, so let's take the syntax, apply the pretty printer and run activity program. Okay, let's see in the our debugging mode what is happening here. So you can see here first time your LV count will be 1, then it will jump on the right statement, write the LV count, again increment it by 1, then check this condition. Now either this is the LV count is 3 or not. Okay, then again check this condition, LV count is less than equals to 10 or not. Again go for the right, again incrementing. Now our LV count is 3 and 3 is equals to 3. Okay, so this condition is true now. Okay, let's see what happening. So you can see our compiler will be jump to this statement, that is our exit, and let's see what is happening. So you can see here next time our LV count is less than equals to 10, but we return here the exit. So that's why it is not going 10 times. It will be exit after the 2 iterations. And you can see in the output only 1 and 2 will be printed, not the 3. Okay, so that is use of the exit. When we want to terminate the whole loop by satisfying some conditions. So this is our simple condition, but sometimes we have more conditions like complex conditions. So after that conditions are true, we are exiting from the loop with the help of the this exit keyword. Okay, so again we have another keyword that is a continue. Okay, so what is that continue statement is doing? Okay, so let's suppose I change it by the continue. So continue is helping us to skip the one iteration only. So let's suppose I want to print a 1 to 10 numbers, but not the 3. I want to skip the 3. I want to print only 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 up to 10. Okay, 3 will be skipped. So how we can do with the help of the continue statement. So let's suppose I write the do 10 times and write here n2. Okay, then our LV count is here 1 first. Then we are writing our count. Okay, then we are incrementing the count by 1, and then we have checked the condition. We have to check the condition. If our count is equals to 3, suppose, then we have to continue the iteration. And if, okay, so now what is happening? First iteration, it will check first time, right here first. Then again, it will be incrementing the power count by 2. Then check it is a 2 or not. Okay, no, it is not 2. Then again, go to this statement, again, write the count, again, plus it by 1. Now it is a 3. Now check the condition, 3 is equals to 3. Yeah, yes, it is. Then continue. Okay, so now we have to write this condition, not the here, because we are checking the condition first, then we have to write. So by this condition, our one iteration will be terminated directly, terminated, and our next loop will be started again. So it will skip the 3 and go to the next statement for the 4, and it is incrementing it by the 5, and then again our loops will be continue. So let's see in our ID. So you can imagine it better. Okay. So let's activate and run. I have to write this condition before the write statement. Let's activate it and run the program. Now you can see here the value of count is 1 now. Now run the program, check the conditions. This if condition will be checked here. Then again, write, then increment. Now our LV count becomes 2. Now again check the condition. Again write statement. Now our LV count is now 3. So let's see what is happening here. So now check these conditions. Now LV count is less than equals to 10. Okay. Then go to the statement. Again check this condition. Either this is equals to 3 or not. Yes, it is equals to 3. Then go to jump to the statement with a continue. Now let's see what is happening. So you can see here our next statement are not executed because of the continue. We will break the this current iteration only. And with the help of exit, we are directly break the loop and terminate the others 5 or 3 or 7 iterations. Now let's see. Now let's see. Continue. So what is happening here? Anyone can tell me what is happening here? What we have to do to become to print another numbers like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will be running here. So what is this calling? So is this a infinite loop? Is this because this loop is running in infinitely because LV count is now 3 and it is become a 3 always forever it is a 3 now. So you can see here this is running multiple times. You can see. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to close first, close now, close the transaction again, go to our program. Now here, why after before the continue the statement, I have to increment LV count by 1. Count by 1. Now let's see what is happening. So let's run. So you can see here the value. Again run the program. Now it is a 3 and you can see here. Now check this condition. Either this is a 3 or not. Okay. So 3. Okay. Jump to the statement and increment the LV count by 1. Okay. Increment. Then do the continue. Okay. So directly it will be jump here. Either this could be not run. Okay. Next time it will check. Now LV count is now 4 because we are incrementing before terminating the current loop. Okay. So next. So it will be printing except 3, 1, 2, directly 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. So that is the use of the continue to terminate current iteration. Iteration, or you can say loop, current loop. Okay. Next one is our check keyword. Check keyword is something like a continue. Con use of the check and continue is the same. Let's see. So let's suppose I write here, I do the first incrementing it again. Okay. Then write LV count. Okay. And now I check the condition. First, I check the condition with the help of the check keyword. LV count is equals to 3. So what will be happening here? Anyone has idea with the help of the keyword what we can do? Same. What is continue is doing terminate the current iteration. Same. If this condition is satisfying, if this condition finds the true, then next iteration will be terminated. Directly it will execute the next iteration. Okay. Now you have exercise for the check statement to print the numbers with 1 to 10 by skipping 3 with the help of check. Okay. Check keyword. Try it for the check keyword. After you get ID. Okay. So that is a simple like a continue. Okay. If this condition is true, then break the next iteration and again go for to checking this particular condition. Again check this. If this is find a true, then again terminate, and that is going for the 10 times, 9 times. Okay. So next one is our string operations. So in previous lecture, I have told you about what is a string. String is nothing but a collection of characters. When number of characters are come together, it become a string. Okay. So there are the multiple operations of the string. Let's suppose I have a one string and I want to join them. Let's suppose I have two string, like this is one string and this is a second string. Okay. And I want to join them in a one string that is like that D, D, E and E, E. So how I can do it? So we have some string operation for that purpose, like a concatenation, substring, split, strlen. So they have multiple uses. Like we use the concatenation for to concat join the concat or join the two strings. Let's suppose I have a string like data LV underscore str1 type string value ABAP. Okay. Now I want to concatenate ABAP with the training. Okay. How I can do it with the help of the concatenation. Okay. Now right here concatenate first. Okay. Concatenate training. Suppose I want to concatenate training with into this keyword. Okay, so let
Hello.
yeah, who is this?
Yeah. Hello, Karthik. I'm Sam. Do we need to write only uppercase inside a single quotes?
No, no, no. You let's see. Okay, I will answer your question. That's a good question. Okay, so every keyword in our app is in a uppercase, and our variables or something else we are writing with which is in a our small capital small letters. Okay, so every keyword is in a capital letter, and our variables are in a small letter. This is not a SAP standard, but we follow it for the formatting purpose. It's look up better to write to understand the code. If I write here data in a small letters, so it will be also fine because ABAP is not a case sensitive language like other languages like Java is the case sensitive. So we cannot write here the data is like that because Java is a case sensitive, but ABAP is not case. You can write it in a capital letter. You can also write that way. Data. You can also write. This is also
But
fine for the ABAP
what
compiler.
about those inside single quotes you have written, right? ABAP and training.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, this is our string. You can write it like that also. So this is our statement. So we can write down here anything because it is a string. It is a string literal by us. I want to set the value for the LVSTR, that is my string. I want to set the value for it. Like this is a ABAP or this is something else. So this is a my string, my paragraph. You can store it as a paragraph. It is as a statement. ABAP is a SAP language. SAP language. You can write down anything. Either you can write down it as a uppercase.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Karthik.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So we have I want to concatenate this with the this training. Okay. So we have a keyword that is a concatenate this. So you can see here the our keyword that is LV count will start into LV str. Okay. So let's see in debugging mode, activate the program. Let's write our okay, let's see what is happening. So first time I LVSTR. So first time I my variable LVSTR has a value abap. The abap is a SAP. Okay. So this is my string. Now I execute the concatenation. Actually, I want to comment out this first. I want to concatenate after this statement, not a before to this statement. Activate, again run the program. Now see here, first time our LVSTR is a ABAP is a sub. Okay, so now we do the concatenation here, and you can see here training is concatenated after the SAP, immediate to the SAP. If you want the space, if you want the space after the SAP, so you can do here like that. Okay, so that is our concatenation keyword. And like you can also write here separated by space. So let's see what is separated by this. So you can see here one space is added before the concatenation. So every time when we going for the concatenation, this space will be added separated by space. You can write here if you want something like a, if you want comma here, so you can also do the comma and concatenate your statement. So that is about our concatenation. So you can see here the comma. So in next lecture, we will be cover this another operations, string operations. Till that, I hope you enjoy the session and learn about some loops and the string operation. If anyone have a doubt in loops, can ask type it now. Okay, then I think no one has a doubt. We will meet in our next lecture. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring. Thank you for attending this session. We can leave the meeting.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Kar.